From 5 News, I'm meteorologist Stephen Elmore. This is your 5+ extended forecast. As we get through the weekend before Thanksgiving and into the week of Thanksgiving, got a couple things to talk about. First of all, for Sunday, it's going to be very windy throughout the day. Good news is it's all coming up from the south, but wind gusts could be near 40 miles per hour. So if you are running out to grab a few things before Thanksgiving or you plan on traveling for tomorrow, it could be very windy outside. Of course, that can be a nuisance throughout the day, but it is going to make temperatures warm. Upper 60s, low 70s are expected, and unfortunately, that's going to be the warmest we're going to be for a very long time. Maybe the last time we see 70s for the rest of the year as we go deeper into the season, because trends are showing that we got multiple cold fronts on the way coming in for the week of Thanksgiving. First one's coming in on Monday, second one's coming in on Wednesday, and then it even looks like we have another one coming for Friday going into the weekend after Thanksgiving. This first one coming in on Monday, that's going to bring in the cold air. Another blast of cold air is coming in. Morning temperatures will start off close to the freezing point throughout the rest of Thanksgiving week. This second cold front coming into Wednesday night going into Thursday of Thanksgiving is going to bring in some rain chances. Good news is today is that the rain chances mainly look like they're going to be during the overnight hours going into Thursday morning, and it doesn't look like we're going to see much of heavy rainfall. And the other stuff, the wintry stuff, the snow, what I'm talking about, looks to say well off towards the north. If we get anything Wednesday night, it looks like it's just going to be some rainfall. Northwest Arkansas for your Sunday, daytime highs expected to reach up into the 70s. Morning temperatures starting off into the 50s. And look at this afternoon. It's going to be very, very windy outside. But good news is it's going to be much warmer. Those daytime highs into those low 70s for tomorrow. Across the river valley, we start off into those 40s and 50s. Plenty of sunshine throughout the day. Those daytime highs reach up into the mid 70s to end the weekend. Of course, the nuisance throughout the day is going to be the strong winds. Here's a look by the time we get to the morning hours, what meteorologist Zach Scott has phrased as this type of day. Tomorrow, we are declaring a skirt alert type of day. You're heading out to church, you're heading out dressed up for a dinner somewhere, it is going to be windy out day. So here's your warning now, skirts not advised for tomorrow. Wind gusts anywhere between 30 to 40 plus miles per hour for tomorrow. It's going to be a nuisance throughout the day, but it's going to be warm air, which will make things feel nice. Unfortunately, it looks to last throughout most of the day. Morning hours, it's going to be breezy. Afternoon, it's going to be breezy. By the time we get to the evening, those winds start to die off, but still hovering right around 20 miles per hour. So that's what our Sunday looks like. Warm, windy, and plenty of sunshine. Monday, different story. It's still going to be warm throughout the day, especially for the daytime highs. Once we get to the afternoon to the evening, though, that's when that first of many cold fronts comes in, and this one's going to bring in the cold air. We'll feel it by the time we get to Tuesday morning, with temperatures starting off close to the freezing point once again. The second cold front is coming in on Wednesday night. That's going to go in before Thanksgiving Day on Thursday. That looks to bring in more of the chances for a few scattered showers rather than really affecting our temperatures by much. That first cold front coming on a Monday, that's what's going to bring in the really cold air. When we look at these morning temperatures over the next several days, you see we're warming through the weekend. Monday's going to be nice outside until we get to the evening. That's when those winds start to shift around, and we start to see those winds coming from the northwest, and they're going to be strong winds. Take a look at the temperature difference between Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday morning, we'll wake up close to the freezing point and stay that way throughout the rest of this work week. Friday is that next cold front that we're taking a really far look out at. This would be our third of the week, and temperatures come in well below the freezing point. More than likely going to see several places by the time we're heading home after Thanksgiving, starting off into the 20s and 30s. Across the river valley, warming through the weekend, and then we've got 3 cold fronts to talk about pretty much every other day coming in. First one's coming in on Monday. That's going to bring in the cold air. Wednesday's front is going to bring in some rain chances, mainly during the overnight hours. Friday's third cold front is going to bring in some much cooler air. Another blast of cold air coming in. Look at these rain chances over the next several days. Again, Monday, sure, we could see a stray shower, really, again, bringing in that colder air. The best rain chance is going to be Wednesday night going into Thursday morning, and we'll look at it here in a second. If any trends changed between yesterday and today, is that both rain chances seem to be decreasing in the way of any widespread rainfall. That low pressure system coming in on Wednesday and Thursday looks to track right over northwest Arkansas and the river valley, but maybe not producing enough of that rainfall until it pushes off towards the east, and then states like Illinois, Indiana, and further out towards the east, Ohio, Kentucky, they could start to be talking about some heavy rainfall and even some snow. If you plan on traveling to the north, I advise you may run into some bad weather. Plan ahead of time. Look at where you're heading at for that destination, whether it's flying or driving, because this week could be a busy week outside for us. Outside of what I mean by that is for everybody else but us. It looks overall like it should be a fine travel week for Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and Eastern Oklahoma, outside of Wednesday night going into Thursday morning, where we could have a few stray showers. When we look at Futurecast, this is what that first cold front's going to look like. A few scattered showers here and there really can't be ruled out. Overall, not too much of an impact. If we do get those showers, they would come into the early afternoon and evening hours for Monday. But really what's going to happen, you see all these green lines here, that's that strong wind coming down from the northwest. Excuse me. It's that time of season, right? By the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday, that's when that second cold front comes in, and this brings more of the chances of a few scattered showers, mainly during the overnight hours. This is a look at 10:30 on Wednesday. Those scattered showers coming in, they last throughout the morning hours, and then it pushes off by the time we get to the evening. And again, from that run that we just showed you, the difference between yesterday and today is that it really starts to decrease in the amount of rainfall that we could see. And the good news is the timing is still holding on, mainly during the overnight hours. Northwest Arkansas, over the next 7 days, lots to cover here. Again, it's just coming in the way of multiple cold fronts. First one's coming in on Monday. And that one's going to bring in some cooler air. You feel it by Tuesday morning. Again, an important reminder for you is that Sunday is going to be a bit of a nuisance, but very warm outside. The nuisance is the strong winds near 40 miles per hour. Once we get to the first cold front, cooler by the time we wake up Tuesday morning. Cooler mornings last throughout the rest of the week. And then that second cold front's coming in on Wednesday night going into Thursday, bringing in some rain chances mainly during the overnight hours going into Thanksgiving. By the time we're heading home after Thanksgiving, Friday into next weekend, cold air is coming in once again with a third cold front. That's going to bring in another cold blast of air across the River Valley. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous for tomorrow. Sunday, temperatures topping out into the mid to upper 70s. Plenty of sunshine. The one nuisance is that it's going to be very windy throughout the day. Enjoy it, though, even though that may be a little bit of a headache, because this may be our warmest day for the rest of the season, unfortunately, because we've got multiple cold fronts coming in. And, of course, as we get deeper into the year, cooler trends are only going to be coming more and more frequent. First one coming in Monday is going to bring in some cooler air going into Tuesday morning. Then we have Wednesday night into Thursday for Thanksgiving, bringing in some morning rain chances. And then as you head home Friday going into next weekend, looks like we get another cold blast of air where everybody could be starting off into the 20s and 30s. Overall, no major impacts expected throughout the rest of this Thanksgiving week, outside of some rain coming just for Thanksgiving morning. That's the weather where you live. I'm 5 News meteorologist Stephen Elmore. That's your 5+ extended forecast.